Welcome to Darwin's Designs. This is going to be part 5. This is where I am going to cut the frame. I've actually already cut it there. And trim all this off and figure out where my seats are going to go and continue building the frame for the rest of the frame. I have gotten a piece of plywood here that I've done some measuring on already, and I think if I cut it ever so slightly off halfway, I should be able to get both a front and back seat base out of that. So I can kind of get a bit of an idea where that's going to go, and it's really going to start taking shape in this episode. I am also going to be trying a slightly different editing technique starting on this episode. So if anybody has any questions or comments about that and how that goes, feel free to put one down in the bottom. Okay, got those cut off, and I am actually going to reuse them for the pieces that are the frame rails that are going to be on this side of this frame rail. The long ones are going to go on this side right to the back, front to back. So there's going to be 6 of them total. Okay. I got some more pieces on here. I don't know what's the other side. Got that gap filled, and then I got these couple pieces of heavy angle iron on there. I got that one's welded on. I got these ones welded on either side. Kind of got the seats. I got them cut. I kind of got them just kind of sitting roughly where they're gonna be, realizing this thing's gonna be pretty freaking long. Yeah, I just kind of used the grinder and cupped that and welded it on both sides there. This one just straight up. Work on getting this one up on here. That's kind of the next thing I need to do is get the front end of that quad taken apart so I can figure out where I need to move this in to hold everything together. This is the quad that I am going to be pulling basically the entire front end off of. Just gonna then I gotta kind of cut it in half and widen it. I figured these tires would be good on the front. They still hold air and everything, so a good tread pattern, some suspension, and I don't have to design it. Oh, hi again. Well, me and Oreo got the front end of this torn down here. Got the plastics off. I got all the stuff unbolted, so I can just cut both sides and just pop the whole front end off. I believe I even got the brake line disconnected from the handlebars. Okay, couple buck backs with the angle grinder. I got her cut off. Just the 4 points, brake line, and getting the steering wheel or steering shaft out of there. There you go. That can go on the front of there ish. Cut it in half and rebuild it. Yeah, so it's got it kind of standing under there for storage right now, but obviously that needs to be like here. So I gotta come over quite a bit on both sides. So, and then figure out whereabouts and all the in-betweens. It's coming along though. I'm just gonna kind of touch on this here. The reason I went with this front end, besides the fact that I have one, is because it's super simple. Like, to make this thing wider, I just gotta cut here and in here, and I think I can actually like grind off these points where the steering attaches on one side, so I can leave it attached to one side and bring the other side over, and then there. So it'd be like three cuts and 2 tabs, I guess. Whereas, like, I'm just gonna use this one as an example here. I don't even know where to start to cut that one in half. There's so much going on in there. Way more complicated. Well, So the front end is on the table. I'm gonna go ahead and cut there. And then there's a couple other spots and hopefully end up with two halves. Well, after finding a couple tricky angles, I successfully cut it right in half. So now I just gotta figure out how much wider I need it to be. Thinking right around that 12, 15 inches maybe, but I'm not sure, we'll have to see. Okay, I got this thing all welded together, widened out. I welded like every spot that I could think of that needed weld. Yeah, I think it turned out pretty darn good. Need to add a little piece here. I'm actually debating, because this was like a cheap plastic thingy, I'm debating replacing it with like an actual bearing. Just drill out those rivets and bolt it in there. So the steering column's got some rigidity to it. Got a bit of a dry fit going on up here. I measured from the floor to the bottom of the wheels on the front and back. I got 14 inches on both, so surprisingly, my first try of stacking these buckets was like perfect. So I think I can just cut these and drop them down, weld it in there, and then I think I'm gonna put these two onto these guys. It is officially attached. That is welded to that, and that is welded to that, and there, and there. It's on there. So I ran into a slight snag. See, I'm a little bit further ahead now. I decided that I'd like to try and use these fenders off the quad. Just cut them in half, and then I got some spots that will line up to. I'm actually going to move them just a little bit out from where they're actually supposed to be, just to cover the tire a little bit better. But that made it so that my support beam that comes to the, like this one, the back here, it's got to connect there to hold the front end, and it's going to be a lot of the main frame like rigidity. So I've built this little jut out, and it's going to kind of be where the dash goes, I think, up above that. I'm hoping it's not going to be a knee killer. Just kind of trying to, this is where about where the seat's going to be here. So yeah, trying to build out around and come across here. So I'm doing with this piece of angle iron. I'll weld a piece of rebar in there just to make it a little harder. And hopefully it works. Okay, got the frame rails. Got them attached to here. I even found a piece of angle iron to kind of close in what I got going on inside of there. Just a piece of rebar welded right from end to end. Give that angle iron here a little bit of structural stability. And that's all attached to this front end. And these two red pieces. I think it's coming along great. This is going to be strong enough. Because when all the weight of people sitting on here is pushing in the middle, it's going to want to push that way. So I'm going to push against those. They're all built pretty strong. Almost got the front end more or less wrapped up. Just need to kind of work on like the dash area and the steering wheel and I guess the pedals for clutch and gas and brake, and get some fenders on the back over each side and my hood on the back, and build some seats. We might be able to drive this thing. Get real close to setting it down on the ground anyway. Okay, some final touches. Kind of cleaned up some of these welds. Ones I could get to and didn't miss. I missed that one. I I kind of missed that one. But anyway, I think that is going to wrap up part 5. Got a nice bit of a frame here. It's really taking shape. Next part will be steering, pedals, and connections. And I am definitely interested in your comments about how I recorded and edited this video versus my previous videos. Let me know. I'm looking for feedback. Thanks for watching till the end. If you liked this video, please hit the like button and don't hesitate to toss a question or comment down below. Here's a couple more of my videos to check out.